Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Manufacturing Mavericks. Today is our first in-person episode and we have a guest all the way from Utah. For those of you who don't know, I am in Ohio, so she came all this way, Rachel Marshall with Excel Machine, a family-owned job shop in Pleasant Grove, Utah, right? Pleasant Grove, Utah. So today we're going to get into a couple of different topics, some job shop stuff, marketing stuff, social media, and more, so stay tuned. So Rachel, I'm going to turn it over to you. Why don't you introduce yourself, who you are, and give us a history on Excel Machine.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to be here, first off.
Yes, this has been a very exciting day.
Oh, long time waiting to get out here in Ohio. So my name is Rachel Marshall. I am now the owner, along with my husband, for Excel Machine Manufacturing. We're now an LLC. Super excited, lots of newness, but also we're just super excited to just more take the reins and run our business with a little more, just our own little style and vision. And so super excited for the future of Excel Machine. So a little bit of history. This machine shop is a job shop. We started 25 plus years ago. My in-laws, Luke's parents, started out of their garage.
Wow.
And with one mill, and we still have the mill. If you follow me on social media, I talk about Baby Groot a lot, our Haas VFO, but still in the shop today. But yeah, it started 25 plus years ago. It was just them two running the shop, and now we've kind of copycat the same sales method there, just us two, just running things. Luke is our head machinist. He's been machining for 15 plus years, learning the trade and the skill from his father. And so he does the programming, machining, the real technical stuff. He's the smart one.
Oh, come on.
And then I just do a little bit of everything. So he brought me on almost 2 years ago now. It's like flown by.
It's been 2 years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
craziness,
awesome.
Craziness. But he wanted me to handle just more of the marketing, the social media, just letting people in our area and outside of our area know that we exist, that we're here. So that's a new thing we've brought to the shop. And also I do run machines. He threw me on the lathe, and as you know, I go by the lathe babe. And it all started because he said one day, Rachel, okay, you're on the lathe babe, let's go. I'm like, all right.
And the lathe babe was born.
Lathe babe was born. So yeah, I just run machines while he's doing programming. Can run a couple at a time. It's been really fun. I also prep material. I also handle the phones, emails, clean the bathrooms.
You do it all.
Do a little bit of everything. So we make a good team. It's been real fun so far. And oh my gosh, just the space, the manufacturing space is an amazing community. I've absolutely enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I think I'd like to touch on it just real quick before we get into the other stuff. So Rachel's not from a manufacturing background, which is really unique, and we like to talk about that, especially being passionate about getting more women into manufacturing and getting the younger generation involved. So Rachel, just give us a brief what your background is, and then obviously you started with Excel Machine and how that kind of transformed.
Yeah, so my background is mainly in retail. I mainly worked in the cosmetic industry for lots of years. I ended as a trainer, so I really actually loved training. It's probably one of my favorite positions, to teach others makeup and skincare and whatnot. A lot of sales there too. So what happened was I just wanted to start a family. Luke and I were married. We wanted a baby. We had a baby. Want a little more flexibility in my schedule. Retail was not cutting it. A lot of people do it, which is great, but I wanted holidays back. I wanted weekends back, things like that. So dabbled a little bit in higher education. I went from retail to higher education. And then Luke had been machining. I stopped working within higher education and was let go from another job, was just kind of another sales job. And Luke was like, that's kind of perfect timing because I need you at the shop. I really think you can be resourceful. I'm like, wait, what? How?
You're right.
So I'm like, what do you do again? No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, he was just like, just come on to the shop. You have a good sales background. I need you to handle the phones. I would love for you to just learn how to just prep some material for me, do some things so I can really focus on the machining. So you can do it. I'm like, all right, let's do it. I'm like, you do realize it'd be me like asking you to sell concealer, right? Like,
right, yeah, like, come on, you understand the difference here.
Very huge difference. But I'm like, and if it is not working out, it's totally your fault because you told me to come here in the first place. So, but anyway, it ended up working out. It ended up being lots of fun. I got to know more of what Luke does, and it's amazing seeing something come from just a raw piece of metal to something shiny and pretty, and seeing how it was designed, and then, setting up the machine to do something pretty awesome. So, and it's a functional thing most of the time that we're making that people actually can get use of. So it's great.
Very nice. And so let's kind of jump into, I know one of the things that you do a lot, and what a lot of people may know you from viewing this episode, is on LinkedIn, on social media, the things that you're doing. As manufacturing continues to evolve, we're seeing more people get into marketing, more people get into social media, LinkedIn growing as a platform for professionals to be able to market their businesses on. YouTube is becoming a huge tool. Can you talk about your experience on LinkedIn so far? And let's just start with that. What has been your experience, and maybe why you got on LinkedIn? Why did you think that was going to be a good platform for you?
Yeah, actually, Luke was on LinkedIn for quite a while before I jumped in. That's how he was starting to get more and more business, because the way his parents were doing so, it was more physical, going to see if there's any work to be done more over the phone. And he found out LinkedIn is a great way to network, being a business platform, to share what we're doing, where we are, and what we're capable of. And he's like, I need you to handle that for me, though, because I can't fit it in. I can't do it with machining. Like, it's just too much. I'm like, all right, let's go. So was new to LinkedIn, tried it out, and it's a great platform. It's really, really helped boost our sales. We've gotten direct work from LinkedIn.
That's great.
And really what I share on there is just a bird's eye view of what we're doing within the shop, what I do, what Luke does. I share trials, I share successes, and then also just the networking, meeting people within the industry, what other job shops are doing, what makes us different, I'll talk about. So it's amazing. I really, really enjoy LinkedIn. It's been awesome for our business.
And one of the things I've heard you talk about with LinkedIn is not only are you able to get direct business from LinkedIn, but like you just mentioned, the networking. I mean, I think you have, 8,000 followers? A little more, 8,000 followers.
Yeah.
So she's connected with 8,000 people. You can't be connected with 8,000 people just sitting from your desk or sitting from your shop. But with one post, one click, you can be connected with all those people. And when you network with those people, you and I have talked about other ways that you get business from LinkedIn too. So it might not be someone reaching out directly saying, hey, I need X amount of parts made this month. It might be a larger shop or just another job shop saying, hey, I got this part, we can't make it, we don't have this or that, or we can't do it, would you guys do it? So not only are you getting direct business from them, but you're also getting exposure on the capabilities that you guys have.
Absolutely.
And other shops can defer work to you.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. We've been networking with other shops too, and we even, get work from them. And it kind of just is cycling, the work just is cycling around what we can do, what our capabilities are. Hey, this isn't quite in our wheelhouse. We'll see if the shop can do it. So it feels great to help out those and those engineers or those that have those ideas and like, hey, do you think you can do this? And if it doesn't quite work out, we can still direct you to someone that can help out. So it's been an awesome networking community that way, and just kind of cycling work around and see what works.
Sure.
So,
and I think one thing that, we tend to hear a lot is, how did you get started? How do you have the confidence to just turn the camera on? What types of content should I even start with? And do I need some type of marketing professional? So I'm going to let you kind of take care of those questions, and then I'll kind of just punch in my feedback as you go.
Yeah, absolutely. When doing content, and I actually was just talking about this with you, the more content that I put out that is just a quick few seconds of me just maybe inspecting, or me just feeding a bar in, or just me sitting at the computer, because it's real stuff that I'm doing day to day. If I'm at my desk, I'm working on something, emails or messages on LinkedIn, communication that way. But then I'm headed to, the lathe to go ahead and run some parts real quick. I'm going to the saw because I'm prepping material. And so I think a word of advice is, when I first started out, I got too focused on, I have to be so technical. I have to put all of this energy into stuff that maybe I wasn't even comfortable with at the time. I was like it wasn't so genuine, you know, trying to put myself somewhere that I really wasn't there yet. But I really just wanted to make sure I put in something that was just, this is me on the lathe today. This is me just prepping material for the day. So something quick, something genuine, get it out there.
And that's what makes it authentic. I mean, that's the thing with social media is we're out there and we're connecting with people because they want us to know us personally and things that we're doing. And, you know, by nature, people take interest, just like I take interest in maybe things outside of manufacturing, fitness related, or obviously in manufacturing, I may see someone talking about something or showing a part of their day. And I think that's the key part is you don't need to be a marketing professional. You don't need to be some, you know, person that knows what they're doing on camera. All you got to do is just get your phone. Most of my videos are taken on my phone. Are yours? Yeah, a lot of videos taken on phones, and phones have great cameras nowadays. And you don't even have to video yourself. You know, you can set your parts out on a table and just take a video of your parts and picking them up and talking about the different features and narrating it. So don't feel like, I think one thing when I got on social media is there was a lot of people that were doing it, and you don't need to, I hate using the word copycat, but you don't need to duplicate what somebody else is doing. You need to make your own voice, and it doesn't need to look like everybody else's. And that's what makes it authentic, and that's what makes it popular. So if you're thinking about getting on social media, do it. Just try and put one post out. Start with a photo. Start with grabbing your phone and just walking around your shop or showing some parts that you do. Those are just a couple ideas that can start to get you comfortable. And then as your audience starts to engage in your network, then you can kind of see, like you said, some of the more in-depth stuff that I've done, I realize doesn't get as much exposure versus the stuff that's a little more short form and authentic to you that gets more exposure. So the more content you have, the more data you have to collect to decide what is popular in terms of your audience, what's getting that engagement on LinkedIn.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing I like to share too is, I mean, there is the machining side, but also just running a small business too, if you decide to go that route, and what it can do for your family and your work-life balance. You know, because I came from a strict 9 to 5, Monday through Friday type thing. Didn't work for us, but now we have our own business. We have so much flexibility for our family, how much work we want to take on. And I love to share and talk about that too. So even getting a little personal is okay too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just kind of being real when you're day to day, like the challenges, but also successes that you face, you know, within manufacturing, machining, but also how that affects, like if you're running your own job shop and your own small business, what possibilities that are out there.
I think that's great. I'm glad that you made that comment. And to kind of wrap things up, I just want to give a shout out to Excel Machine. If someone wants to reach out to you guys to learn about, you know, what types of parts you guys do, what type of materials, what your capabilities are, where can they reach you, or how should they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so we still have our website. It's just excelmachine.net. We have lots of photos of work that we've done in the past, emails and address, phone numbers. You can contact us that way. I do respond to LinkedIn messages directly as well, so you can always message me if there's something you want us to take a look at. CAD files, drawings, anything like that, I'll send them over. Luke is the one that still will review those as well to give you some more firm answers, but if you want to reach out to me, I will totally send that message over to Luke and see if that's something, or what else, to give you any quick answers to questions that you might have. So.
Awesome. Well, Rachel, thanks so much for coming to Ohio and then being willing to do a Manufacturing Mavericks podcast. Viewers, thank you guys so much for watching. I know this episode is a little different than what we usually do, but we really wanted to take advantage of our time with Rachel and talk about some things that we know that you guys have asked us questions about previously. So we hope you found this episode interesting. Please give us a like, a subscribe, and leave a question in the comments for either Rachel or myself, and we will get back to you. Social media, marketing, job shop stuff, we'll get back to you as soon as we can.